In Build, we move from teaching to coaching movement. We continue to use the Tier 1 movements, and we're beginning to perfect them. We're working to expand the kids' movement vocabulary and test their ability to use the rules they've learned as they're exposed to different movement problems. As an example, a child might come out of base and into Build having worked on the block squat, and the air squat. And now in the Build phase, we're going to introduce the goblet squat, the front squat, the back squat, Zercher squat, maybe a bear-hugging sandbag squat. What are we doing? Well, the rules for the squat don't change. We're changing before the load is carried on the body and testing, can the kids apply the rules for movement while the load changes position on their body? Because we had the goal of having kids move really well, we limit some things in the Build phase. We limit volume. What are we trying to accomplish here? We're trying to accomplish really good movement. If our purpose in this phase is to have kids move really well, does it make sense to say to a kid, okay, what I want you to do is 100 air squats without stopping? We're going to get 10 good air squats, and the rest of them are going to be pretty poor. We're going to limit intensity on high-skill movements or movements that we're working on. We limit intensity for the same reason. If I tell two kids, I want you and Johnny to do 20 air squats as fast as you can, we've all seen what happens. Kids may get 3 good air squats, and then the rest of them are going to be, I beat Johnny squats. We're going to limit load. Again, if we're talking about squats, we will limit the load to what the child can use and accomplish a great squat. Overloading them so that they have a mechanical or technical failure, well, it's counterproductive. And here's the one that seems to get people the most. We're going to limit range of motion. I'm going to limit the range of motion to what a kid can perform correctly. So let's say a kid's hips roll under and knees start to go valgus as they pass parallel on a squat. Now, I could spend my time cueing them to fix the problems. That can be frustrating for both me and the kids. And I have to remember that every bad rep is a rep that has to be unlearned. I'm just creating a bigger problem. Instead, I can have them squat to a target slightly above their problem area, and I can get great repetitions in that range of motion. And over time, I will be able to lower them below the parallel and through the entire range of motion of the squat. So we can limit volume, intensity, load, and even range of motion to help kids in the Build phase work on good movement. We also have tools that we can use. When I'm working on Tier 1 movements, I can use tempo to slow movements down so kids can gain control. I can also have them pause to gain strength in positions they're having trouble with. Tempo training is a powerful tool to use in this phase. In the Build phase, we can also begin to introduce Tier 2 movements to the kids who are moving well. Tier 2 movements are movements that require speed, like a med ball throw or height or a kettlebell swing. Kids that have mastered the movement skills and shown that they can safely and efficiently apply them to Tier 1 movements are ready for speed. Looking at a negative example, the kid can't brace or reliably hinge at the hip. If they can't pick something up from the ground consistently and correctly, should we have them kettlebell swing? Well, given that example, of course not. It runs counter to our purpose. Speed is their enemy at that stage of their development. We introduce speed when kids have proven they can reliably apply the rules for movement